Good man, fam. It's your boy Meech from the Mitten, and we are back with another reaction video. You feel me? You know the vibes if you done been here before, and if you haven't, we gonna drink, you gonna drink, smoke, you gonna smoke, roll, you gonna roll, do your thing. Just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for me. Go ahead, do your thing right now. That's why I'm giving you time. Don't wait. All right, now we gonna jump into the video. We got the chilling true story behind Don't Breathe, the movie. Now I did the Conjuring video. It was kind of like this. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead, click on the channel, go check that out after you watch this video, cause that one was real dope too. That was dope. We're gonna jump in and see what they talking about with this one. Link to the original video in the description. Leave a comment.
They say a man's home is his castle, a simplification of a statement given by Judge Sir Edward Coke in a 1604 decree. Coke's intention was to firmly establish the right of the individual to defend their home from intrusion through the use of deadly force if necessary. Today on Scream to Scream, we hold our breath and take a look at the innovative horror thriller Don't Breathe and its similarities to a horrific real-life event that ended in tragedy. Before we plunge into the darkness, make sure you subscribe to The Graveyard Shift and let us know in the comments which true-life horror stories you'd like for us to cover in the future. Those who would defend themselves are legally in the right to do so, and so often it is commended by the populace at large. It feels good to see evil thwarted, and who hasn't dreamed of being Batman? That said, the use of deadly force must not.
I don't dream of being Batman. I dream of being Superman. Superman had real powers. Batman was just a rich guy. I'm putting that out there for the internet to hear finally from me.
Not only be proven to be justified, but it also can leave lasting wounds on a community, and its reverberations can extend beyond expectation. Every law has a loophole, and beyond every loophole is someone looking to exploit it. Consider, if you will, the case of Byron David Smith, proud homeowner in the quaint city of Little Falls, Minnesota. With a population under 10,000, it's the kind of city where everyone is your neighbor, crime rates are low, and its major claim to fame was once the Charles A. Lindbergh State Park and historical site on the Mississippi River. That is, before the dire events that took place on Thanksgiving Day, 2012. Teenage cousins Nicholas Brady and Haley Kiefer, perhaps out of sheer boredom, decided to break into the Smith residence, believing no one was home. This choice would shatter the silence on this morning of thanks and leave the two lifeless. You see, Smith was home, waiting. As a former agent of the U.S. State Department, 64-year-old Smith was well aware of his rights and was prepared on that day to take a stand. His home had been broken into on a number of occasions in the preceding months while he was away, so he had taken care to make it seem as if the house was empty. With the lights off and his truck parked well away from the home, Smith laid in wait armed with a .22 caliber revolver in his lap. Presumably to be able to provide evidence of acting in compliance with the state of Minnesota's laws, he began recording himself. The tape continued to roll as the horrific and absurd events unfolded. The tape begins with the hushed and frankly disturbing whispers of Smith preparing himself. His murmurs ceased with the clattering of broken glass as one of the unwitting teens break a window to gain access to the home. Laying in wait, Smith remains in the basement, firing upon Brady as he descends into the basement. Brady was struck twice, one of which hit him in the face, ending his life. Muttering to himself erratically, he falls silent again as the boy's cousin discovers the scene. Smith fires again, ending the life of young Haley after a moment of her pleading to be spared. Believing the two to be dead, he arranged their bodies and began rehearsing his call to the authorities that would follow. In the process, he discovered that Haley was still clinging to life and made the decision to end that with a single shot under the chin. Following the execution, Smith continues to ramble to himself saying, "I feel a little bit safer."
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I am all for self protection. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a concealed firearms carrier. You know what I'm saying? Like I got my license and all of that. But I feel like this was a little OD. Like he overdid it, bro. No cap. Like they was teenagers. I understand you can't take the time to find out if somebody's armed, or you can't take the time to find out if somebody like trying to, like trying to harm you. But with old girl like laying there, clinging on to life, kind of, you could have like assessed the situation. Like at that point, you know what I'm saying? Like she had been laying there, you moved her, all of that. Like you knew they didn't have no weapon. You knew they didn't have a mag on them. Like they didn't. You just wanted to kill somebody that day, bro. You wanted to RIP somebody that day. That's wild. That's kind of sick.
Not totally safe. Smith would in fact not make that contact until the following day, as he did not wish to bother the law enforcement on a holiday. By the time the authorities had been informed about the results of the Thanksgiving Day home invasion, Smith had no doubt rehearsed his lines and dialed into his story, so as to be able to deliver compelling evidence to justify his actions.
Yeah, he's sick.
Naturally, the police were stunned to discover
He's a
that the
sick
breaking and
person.
entering and the violence that followed was at that point a day old, which proved to be the first piece of evidence that Smith had crossed the line. During the crime scene
Knew
investigation,
it.
the police discovered the tape that Smith had made in effort to validate the lawfulness of his actions. This proved to be a critical piece of evidence later used against Smith when he was to stand trial. Smith was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. He was found guilty on April 29th of 2014, sentenced to life in prison.
Kinda deserve it.
March 2016 saw the release of Don't Breathe, directed by Fede Alvarez, hot on the heels of his reimagining of Sam Raimi's classic Evil Dead. Pairing again with Raimi to produce, Alvarez co-wrote and directed his sophomore effort with a budget of $9.9 million. After earning $157 million in the box office and gaining favorable critical reviews, it was clear that Alvarez had tapped into something powerful. Don't Breathe was a success for several reasons. First, it was a well-done film,
It was dope.
full of the scares that horror
was a
fans
dope
have come to
movie.
crave, but there is potentially a more insidious appeal of the film to some. The idea of doing whatever it takes to protect the home is a power fantasy that is very real for a segment of the American population. Don't Breathe may play into that fantasy, especially for those unfamiliar with the Smith case just a few years prior. The film
I had no
centers
idea
on
about
three
it till
delinquent
now.
minors who engage in a number of crimes for profit in hopes of funding their respective dreams. For some, their motives are understandable. They long to escape their abusive and impoverished homes, while others find motivation in greed. One of the kids gets a hot tip that Norman Nordstrom, a blind Gulf War vet, is sitting on over $300,000 cash in his home. This money was collected from a court settlement.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't come here for an overview of the movie. Don't Breathe. Yeah. It's not looking like anything interesting is gonna happen in the rest of this video. But I'm gonna leave a link to the original video down below if you want to check that out. Anyway, but this dude was crazy. This dude was nuts, bro. No cap. He was just waiting. He's just sitting there waiting to kill somebody. Like, this what you wanted to do on Thanksgiving? You ain't got nowhere to go eat, no family. He was wilding. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Let me know if y'all think he's crazy or if he was just fed up with people breaking into his house. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. Show me some love. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to do that before you go watch a different video, or you know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe. But love. We out. See y'all next video.